Now let's take a look at this map here. This is a map, authentic learning, of how you develop competence. So you'll notice that there's two zones. In the bottom there's the comfort zone, on the top part there's the learning zone. A lot of action on the bottom part, but none of it's learning. So let's go through the map. So here's our premise. In the world today, it is not possible for any one of us to know everything there is to know, right? Just no matter how much you want to act like it, it's just not going to happen. So a dignified, authentic move is to be what we call SDI, self-declared ignorant. I know that there's a whole body of knowledge called Internal Revenue Service Code. I choose not to spend my time learning about it, digging into it, anything. Thousands and thousands of pages. No, thank you. Instead, what I do, because I have to be responsible here, is delegate that to somebody who has chosen to do that, typically a tax accountant. Sorry? So I take care of that, but I'm, quote, ignorant about it. Where you want to be careful, and where this can get you in trouble, is that I need to be responsible and I'm ignorant means I need to be careful. So that I don't know anything about tax accounting doesn't necessarily mean that my brother-in-law's best friend's cousin, who's a tax accountant, is the guy that I need to hire. I need to do a little more diligence than that. Okay? So enough. Self-declared ignorant. Now what you see, if you look down there in the bottom part of the map again, you'll see where it says BITCS. This is not my bad spelling of a bad word. This is the proverbial bull in the china shop. This is where most learning begins, as the bull in the china shop. So what's the bull in the china shop? The bull in the china shop is the person who's making messes, big messes all around him, and is completely blind to the fact that that's what's happening. Yeah, so consider this. If you have the literal bull in the china shop, he's not aware that he's in a china shop. He's probably thinking, you know, oh my God, what's all this noise? Get me out of here. And that's when the fun begins. He's not thinking, oh my goodness, I must be careful of the Waterford crystal. No, he's ignorant of all that. He's a bull in the china shop. Now, you've all been the bull in the china shop at some point. We've all been there. And your way that that transition works is, if you're really lucky, someone who cares enough about you will take you under their arm and go, hey, look, let me explain to you about china shops. And he, she will talk on, and suddenly the light bulb goes on. The other way is you just keep blundering until finally you, what we say, trip over the curb and go face down into the awareness of china shops. At that moment, the dawning of awareness, see right there on the map, is pretty much announced with a two-word universal declaration. No shite. Yes, you've got it. At that point, see, there's a lot of business happening down there. You have a choice. You can make one of three choices. Two of them are powerful. One of them is popular. Choice number one we already talked about. You can become self-declared ignorant, dignified, etc. Choice number two is to be a pretender. This is the popular choice. The pretenders are the people who like to think that they know everything. Let me give you an example. So pretenders in skiing are the people who every year have a new outfit, new skis, new boots, new goggles, and they got the latest and greatest of everything. The Defogomatic, my Ergo helmet, you know, my racing boots. They've got everything except a lift ticket, because they spend all their time in the lodge talking about all the, oh yeah man, you should have seen us, we were at Aspen last year, and then we went to Switzerland, and yada, yada, yada. No. In golf, these are the guys who have got the ever-increasingly big Berthas and, you know, a whole bag full of clubs. But where you find them is not on the course, but in the 19th hole, a.k.a. the bar. Oh, we were at Troon. Yeah, you should have seen us, man. Yeah. In business, these are the guys who read all the books, pick up all the cool new lingo, show up and be really annoying at office or cocktail parties, but nothing ever really changes about them. So there's two choices. The one we're after, and I'm encouraging you to make, is to become a learner. And a learner means you step up onto that ladder there, and the first step is to be a beginner. Yeah. So a beginner is the person who makes all three of the following declarations. Number one, I see that there is some domain in which I'm not competent and I'm committed to learn. Number two, I'm going to authorize someone to coach me. I'm not going to pretend that or fall into the trap of I'm going to teach myself. That's a no-go zone. And number three, and this is the hard one. Number three is I'm going to be at peace with being a beginner. This is difficult because as a beginner, this is where you make all the awkward mistakes. As a skier, you cross your tips, you're on your face all the time. My tennis serve looks more like baseball practice. Oh, there it is. It's up and over the 400-foot fence. That was supposed to be a serve, okay? So most adults are much more committed to being cool, looking good, than learning, which is why, sad to say, most adults don't really learn much of anything. We get a lot of information, but we haven't necessarily developed any new competencies. And then, as you get older, you get in this trap. You all know what arterial sclerosis is, the hardening of the arteries, which eventually will kill you. The one that they don't talk about, which is, in my opinion, just as deadly, is psychosclerosis, the hardening of the attitudes, right? Next thing you know, you're kind of like, oh, I don't like that. That's a little uncomfortable. He's speaking Spanish. Oh, my goodness. Or the next thing you know, you kids get off my lawn. So the way you combat that is you need to keep your neural system invigorated and learn something new every few years, something physical, right? If it's a dance class, whatever it is. I'm a lifelong skier. And when I was back in my 40s, I said, I'm going to check out this snowboarding stuff, right? There was big tension between skiers and snowboarders, but I said, well, I want to learn. It's good practice. Now I know myself. So the way that I did it is I booked a hotel at the top of the mountain for a weekend, paid in advance, didn't take my skis with me, drove up, rented some snowboarding gear, and got private lessons. I'm not going to be taking a class with a bunch of 5-year-olds, right? So for the first 2 days, it was brutal. I'm on the bunny hill. I'm on my face or my butt all day, every day. Kids are whizzing past me, and I'm going, you little rats, you should teach me ski. They didn't care. So after a few days, though, I got it. My body started to get it. It's kind of like riding a bicycle. Once you get that first little bit of balance, you got it. You don't go backwards. Same thing here with this learning curve, because your body learns, and it learns in steps. So you go through the stage of being a beginner. You work consistently with the coach, and pretty soon you hop up to being a novice. Keep working, you become competent. Keep working, become proficient. And at every layer, it gets increasingly frustrating as you work and work and work, and it doesn't seem like you're making any progress. And then suddenly, as your neurology evolves and catches up with your mind, boom, your level of competence pops up. You get to be proficient. We don't need to go through all this, a virtuoso, master. And that's how the learning phenomenon works. Okay? Now, the truth of it is, most of us are never going to get past proficient at much of anything, and that's okay. It's not a value judgment. To be a virtuoso or a master requires a dedication of time and energy that most people just simply aren't willing to do. And again, that's fine. That's okay. What I want is for you to get to be proficient at the work in this program, because that will make a huge difference in your career trajectory.